So how to start your SMMA fast. So this is my friend Ian. RC works with Ian's agency, and when we first started his agency, he was in the massage therapy niche. I know. And we could get calls, but we could never actually close those leads. After a period of time, we were suffering from a pretty bad case of shiny object syndrome, which, if you don't know, is just jumping from what you're currently doing to another thing, the grass is greener on the other side type of thing. And we switched niches twice. And the second time, we thought all hope was almost lost, but there was a blessing in that. Because before this, we had only tried quote-unquote good niches. And this time, it was a little bit different. And this tweak allowed Ian to sign 6 clients in 30 days following the actual making of this niche switch. So why can't he, be completely stagnant in one niche and then explode another? Before I answer that question, I'll tell you a quick story. Do any of these good niches sound familiar? Med spas, car detailing, real estate, dentist, personal trainer, solar? Because if you're watching this video, chances are that type of niche didn't quite work out for you. But luckily there is a solution. One that turns you into an expert salesperson and makes scaling, pretty unreasonable. And that's a big claim, so I don't expect you to believe me at all yet. So, kick it off with a story. I was pretty shy, could never be, never was the person to actually go up and introduce myself and make friends. The only time this didn't happen was when I was playing sports. I made friends instantly and could introduce myself and be a social person. But why was this? How could I just take this introverted personality and flip the script in a blink of an eye? The answer is relatability and resonation. I understood sports in and out, so my words had more weight and I had more confidence when I spoke with people. And a snowball effect was created because of this. So, the more I spoke with people, the more confidence I get, the more I know. So it just keeps on getting bigger and more. So I become more of a social person. And lucky enough for us, that is the same in SMMA in business. So it would resonate more with you. A 7-figure SMMA coach coming to coach you in your age group, in your niche, or a college business 101 course. And you don't even have to answer that because I know it is. The point is that the weight of the words. Right? Because one is more specific, you have more relatability and resonation between both parties. Now let me ask you a question. Do you have any work experience, hobbies, sports, anything that you understand that is really a business? Because now that you've got that answer, would it be easier to sell to an owner in that niche or a 40-year-old woman who is selling lip suction at her med spa? Unless, your work experience is in med spas, you probably know what the answer is. But chef, how do we leverage this? So let me throw on my cap. Your leverage is by building your agency on a mountain instead of the valley. So starting up higher instead of lower. Because in some niches, you're going to have built up experience and knowledge already. But you're not going to have to go out and learn like if you pick a niche like med spas. So you can see results in every single niche. The only difference is that some are going to take longer and some you can just absolutely blow up in. So if you're looking to scale through referrals and booking 5 appointments per month, just click off this video. For the niche selection tactic that optimizes for fast scaling, it's going to give you an edge in the market. And now that we've cleared up the audience that don't really want to scale quickly, we've only got the strong left. So remember those work experience and hobbies that we had spoken about earlier? Those are going to actually be our top niche picks. So in my case scenario, I would have soccer clubs, basketball clinics, restaurants, car washers, all things I've done. Right? And the next step is to remove any that really aren't serviceable. So out of these 4, car washers would be the only one that's a little bit too hard to service just because the ticket price is so low and the locations. It's a very weird niche. So I'm going to remove that and we've only got 3 left. Now we're going to look at what is the best service. And in that case, I would put soccer and basketball clubs just because restaurants, it's very difficult unless it's a super high-end restaurant because a lot of the stuff is walk-in and there's no way of tracking, where the lead actually came from. And the final step is to decide which one you resonate with the most. So I played soccer more than basketball growing up, so obviously I'm going to resonate more with soccer. And now there's an equation for this where you can actually, count up and get numbers comparing your resonation, the actual niche score together. It's on Dylan's channel, but we're going to skip over that and we're going to just go into the service scenario. But in my case, soccer would be my ideal niche. And there's also Ian's ideal niche, so the guy who signed on 6 clients in 30 days after making that second switch. He turned from what seemed like a very, beginner in sales, wasn't really able to close the leads on the call to just a closing machine overnight. And that was just because of the resonation. He knew the sport, he played at a high level, so when he got on a call with a coach, it was like talking to a friend, someone that you'd spoken with before. Now I also promised you a way to decide a service, which is even easier than picking the niche. So look at, the niche in question and decide and ask yourself one question. Is this niche a want or a need for their actual ideal customer? So in my case, like soccer clubs are a want because a kid doesn't need to play soccer, right? Whereas a niche like pest control, you need to get the bugs out of your house, so you need them out now. So once you determine whether it is a need or a want, here is the very simple deduction, right? Need is going to be Google ads, because people aren't going to be scrolling on Facebook when they need something, they're just going to Google it, right? So that's why Google ads are going to be more effective. And want is going to be Facebook ads and pretty well every other service, short form content, email marketing. A lot of them are want services because it relies on a longer time horizon, whereas need, it's urgent, so the time horizon isn't going to be there, so these forms of marketing wouldn't be that effective. So that gives you a niche and an offer, and you're ready to go. But there's more. This has been crowned the mousetrap offer. So finding a fully free service that you can provide with a prospect in order to get your foot in the door. So I'll give you some examples: database reactivation, offer system consulting, free resources, or software. So now let me pull up my MS Paint diagram and quickly show you how this works. So we're going to say this is the cheese, and I'll put some holes in it. So what we're going to do with the prospect is we're going to initially, do our outreach phase. So phase 1 is outreach, and instead of pitching our paid service, we're going to pitch the cheese, which in this case scenario is going to be the database reactivation, offer system consulting, free resources. We'll go with the database reactivation. And what's great about this is that it is completely free, right? It's not even that they have to put up ad spend, it's completely free. So we're going to offer this service saying, hey, we just want to do my foot in, completely free service. All I need is this from you, right? And once you get that, you're going to get on the call with them. It's going to be a lot easier to actually book appointments and close because what you're selling is completely free, and you can be honest about that. And then the goal is, once you get your foot in the door, is to do these free offers, so do the database reactivation, and then step 2 is to upsell them onto the main service. So let's say, in my case, I'd be doing the Facebook ads. So I would sell them a database reactivation to message their existing leads using Go High Level, and then I would, loop them in after the database reactivation campaign is run and say, hey, you got, this many signups. How about we go ahead and try this marketing campaign too? Because once you have your foot in the door and you can establish trust with results that you're providing with them, you're going to be able to sell them a lot easier. So it doesn't just have to be database reactivation. Right? Another example you can do is the free consulting offer. So this is something that I actually learned from Dylan, where he would get on calls, he'd get on calls with gyms, and what he would do is, when you get on the call with the gym, he would reconstruct their offer. So not actually providing a service for them, just a free consulting session. And then after that, they'd have so much trust in him, he would reschedule another call saying, hey, well, just based on, this new offer, we probably need to install some Facebook ads. Here's a little PDF how to do Facebook ads. And what it would do is it would actually make the prospect ask to, him to run the ads for them, right? Just because he provided them so much value up front. So if you are, struggling to get appointments and, you're not sure what it is, your niche just seems very tough to crack, try maybe offering one of these mousetrap free offers. So what it does is allows you to get your foot in the door, wedge a very bigger door open that you can actually walk through and get a client. And I would recommend it. That's how I'm going to be running any or starting up any agency in the future, just because it's so much easier to sell something that's completely free instead of the Facebook with the ad spend. So that being said, I hope that the value I gave to you was enough for the time that I have stolen from you. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day.